Justin Amash has offered a bill to repeal the new cybersecurity law. That would be CISA. He points out, he introduced this bill on Wednesday to repeal CISA. He says this is the worst anti-privacy law since the USA Patriot Act. He says it gives businesses legal protections to encourage them to share more data on hacking threats with the government. See, that's the whole thing. You offer immunity to the corporations to give up the data that they've collected on other people under the legal fiction that that's not my data, but that data belongs to Verizon or to AT&T, and they can do with it whatever they wish. And so then they would come back. Some of them would say, well, I don't feel comfortable with this. I feel like I've got some moral responsibility, some legal liability if I violate the privacy of my customers. And so they say, okay, you don't have that anymore, so turn it over. That's what's really behind this. And as Amash says, he said the Cybersecurity Act was negotiated in secret by a few members of Congress. It was added quietly to the 2009-page omnibus bill to avoid scrutiny. Most representatives are probably unaware they even voted for this legislation because they've offered it multiple times. They offered CISPA 2 times. They offered SOPA, ACTA, PIPA. You know, they had all these different variations, all doing the same thing, removing liability for corporations so they can pressure them to give up the information. Of course, we had a short question on this last night during the debate. They asked Jeb Bush about it. He goes, well, I would get Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple and other corporations in here. We'd talk about encryption and privacy and that sort of thing. And it's like, oh, really? So that's the way in a Bush administration, let's be honest, the way it would happen in virtually all these guys' administrations. They wouldn't consult the Constitution. They would talk to the multinational corporate bosses who run them and say, well, what do you have? What can we negotiate? How can we sell this to the public? How can we make this palatable to them? I know I've got my own goals. I want to know what everybody is doing. You want to make money, right? We can make that happen. So let's work out something on how we can keep these people under our feet and pick their pockets. Now, joining Justin Amash in this effort is a bipartisan group of privacy-minded, civil liberties-focused co-sponsors, including Democrat John Conyers, Democrat Zoe Lofgren, Republicans Thomas Massie from Kentucky, Ted Poe from Texas, and Jared Polis from Colorado. Thank you. Regardless of what party you're in, we need to join with people on these fundamental issues of obeying the law, obeying our privacy, obeying the Fourth Amendment, and not turning this country into this surveillance state that it's becoming. And that's one of the things that concerned me yesterday as well. Just before the debate, we saw Ted Cruz had shifted his position on Ed Snowden. He had originally said, if it's the case that the federal government is seizing millions of personal records, yes, it is the case, Mr. Cruz, about law-abiding citizens. And if it is the case that there are minimal restrictions on accessing or reviewing those records, yes, that is the case, Mr. Cruz, then I think Mr. Snowden has done a considerable public service. But now he says, today we know that Snowden violated federal laws, that his actions materially aided terrorists. Now, that's not true, Mr. Cruz. And so he says, under the Constitution, giving aid to our enemies is treason. So he joins the chorus that wants to call Snowden a traitor. No, he exposed criminal activity by the traitors who run our government.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can get 6 months free at prisonplanet.tv, but only for 1 more week. Next Monday, the special that only comes around once a year ends. In fact, we've never offered 6 months free before, but I really want to get more people to join and to be able to watch the nightly news, to see the live reports we do, the special reports, all my films, ebooks, and so much more. One person can share their membership with 20 people, and you are funding the absolute very leading edge, the vanguard of the resistance to the globalist operation on every front. We have to have our own platform that is harder for them to censor, harder for the system to shut down. prisonplanet.tv. We put out the daily radio show free with the video and audio feeds at Infowars.com/show. But it is the members that get the nightly news exclusively and first, and the commercial-free video podcasts and audio podcasts that are paying it forward and financing and helping so many other people see the truth when we put the videos on Facebook, YouTube, and it's prisonplanet.tv that finances so much of the cameras, the equipment, the crew, the reporters. You are becoming a PrisonPlanet.tv member. You get exclusive HD, higher quality, get it first, and then you can download it, share it with friends and family, share your passcode with them, your username. It's a win-win, and then you're helping finance to put it out for free to everybody. PrisonPlanet.tv. I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. Take advantage of this at InfoWarsLife.com.